I think if she ever like wanted to run for governor or Senate, she'd win. She could flip any seat in the country just on the power of her celebrity alone.
And I knew a few guys who would then be like, hey, I will pay good money for that seat because I want to sniff it.
This podcast is hardly focused.
The French.
I could talk a bit about the political angle and how Taylor Swift, by being sort of vaguely normal and pleasant, has become the number one hate effigy of the conservatives right now.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I mean, let's just jump right into that then. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just interesting because she's almost as apolitical as a major figure in American life can get, right? She endorsed Biden in 2020 in one tweet, but that's it. She doesn't really make political statements. She doesn't do big appearances or anything. She's largely very neutral, but I think just the act of being normal in public, just like being nice and pleasant to people, has become lib coded. I mean, they just, she must be a lib because she's not constantly screaming about immigrants and Jews 24/7.
Sure. Not to mention the fact that this is the first time she's ever been really public and very outwardly physical. There's been a lot of PDA between her and Kelsey, especially after the game.
Yeah.
So she's just not like what other outspoken celebrities are doing. But at the same time, her word carries a lot of power.
Yeah, and that's interesting to me. I've said I think if she ever like wanted to run for governor or Senate, she'd win. She could flip any seat in the country if she wanted to, just on the power of her celebrity alone.
And I knew a few guys who would then be like, hey, I will pay good money for that seat because I want to sniff it.
Oh, God.
But yeah, there was, I guess, this big conspiracy going on about Taylor Swift. What is this? Taylor Swift election interference psyop.
Yeah. They thought Taylor Swift was a Pentagon agent. Or just like, not an agent, then like an asset, like they were using her. And now, mind you, again, she has in recent years not said one single thing culturally or politically to align her with either the Democrats or the Republicans, liberal or conservative. She is as neutral as you can imagine someone being, but she's been encouraging of people to register to vote. And that's inherently extremely threatening to one of the political parties in America. So, of course, if you say, hey, don't forget to vote, and don't forget to make sure you're registered to vote, clearly you are a Democrat deep state asset.
Yep. According to Gizmodo, shortly after the Super Bowl ended on Sunday, this past Sunday. So Joe Biden, President Joe Biden, Grandpa, as I like to call him, gleefully trolled those who accused him and the Democrats of running a Taylor Swift election interference psyop.
Yeah.
According to The Theory, Biden orchestrated the victory of the Kansas City Chiefs, where Swift's boyfriend Travis Kelce plays as a tight end, in exchange for her endorsement. Biden, do you think? Okay, here's the first question, because there's a larger thing with Taylor Swift in here, and it circles back to what Grandpa's doing right now. Do you think he is aware of what his social media team is doing? Do you think he sees these posts that go out and gives his approval, his seal of approval, whatever, before they're made public?
I do, because he's at the very least, he's made references to them in person too. There was one appearance he did. I forget what the event was, but he told a few jokes and he ended it with he said something like, Biden hopes you enjoy the rest of your night, but I can't say the same for Dark Brandon. And then he put on his sunglasses and walked off the stage. So he does, at least, like, he is definitely aware of it. I'm sure he doesn't really get it. Like, I imagine it's the younger staffers are just telling him, trust us, it'll be funny, just do it, or just let us make the post. You know, I'm sure it's not him thinking of it or anything like that. He probably just thinks it's a bit strange, but
yeah, he's got someone who just set up a Biden HQ TikTok account, and when he told President Biden The president's response was, "Oh, well, I've had this really nice clock in my living room for 51 years. Tick tock." Here's audio from that, where Biden is being asked questions about the Super Bowl and not just the Super Bowl, but the conspiracy theory itself. Mm-hmm. Here we go.
Chiefs or Niners?
Two great quarterbacks, hard to decide. But if I didn't say I was for the Eagles, then I'd be sleeping alone. My wife's a Philly girl.
Game or commercials?
Game.
Game or halftime show?
Game.
Jason Kelce or Travis Kelce?
Mama Kelce. I understand she makes great chocolate chip cookies.
Deviously plotting to rig the season so the Chiefs would make the Super Bowl, or the Chiefs just being a good football team?
I'd get in trouble if I told you.
Trump or Biden?
Are you kidding? Biden.
You.
So he posted on Twitter, because that's what it's called. He posted on Twitter. Biden said, "Just like we drew it up," with a picture of Dark Brandon with those red Terminator eyes. So, okay, so he's in on it. Yeah, I mean, at least whether or not he is, like, he needs to have the joke explained to him when something like this goes up is a different story. It's good PR. Gizmodo says right-wing influencers have been promoting the, quote, Biden rigging the Super Bowl conspiracy theory in full blast in recent weeks. On January 29th, former presidential candidate and freestyle hip-hop superstar Vivek Ramaswamy.
I don't think Gizmodo said that.
No, Jack Gill said that of Hardly Focused. Hardlyfocused.com. Vivek Ramaswamy told Jack Probiotic, who promoted the is that proboscis?
Prosabayak? Is that it?
Get out of here!
I know I've seen his name before.
Get out of here with your legitimate pronunciations.
I like probiotic. That's it from now on.
Prilosec, OCT. He promoted the Pizzagate conspiracy theory in 2016. Vivek said that he wondered who's going to win the Super Bowl next month, and then had some ridiculous statements that I forgot to copy over here. But then here's the bigger one, Rogan O'Handley, which is an equally unfortunate name, said in a post directly at the San Francisco 49ers. He said, "You must defeat the Chiefs. If you don't, Mr. Pfizer," in brackets, a name some right-wingers use to refer to Kelce, "and his girlfriend are going to tour the country as world champions, helping elect Joe Biden. World War III will likely follow in a second Biden term, and millions will die. The fate of the free world rests upon your shoulders. No pressure."
Cool.
The full quote from Vivek said, "Who's going to win the Super Bowl next month? And I wonder if there's a major presidential endorsement coming from an artificially, culturally propped up couple this fall. Just some wild speculation over here. Let's see how it ages over the next 8 months."